What's going on, YouTube? We're back with yet another video. This one's going to be season awards. Let's get into it. So, before I start, I'm going to go ahead and note I didn't do a lot of, the really easy, most favored picks. I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I think a lot of you probably know what the easy picks are. So, my argument is these are kind of value picks. Like if you were betting on these, this is where I think you'd get the most value. And I do see it happening. I think it would be boring to say Patrick Mahomes is going to be MVP. I could say that. I could say why. I don't think that's in people's interest to watch why Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP. But I don't think this is like a super bold take or anything. I think in my eyes this is the second highest pick, even though there's probably, you could go with Rodgers, you could go with Tom Brady, Russell Wilson. There's a few other guys behind Mahomes, but I just really liked what Josh Allen did last year. I think it was just the start of what's to come. Got that huge extension. I think that him and Stephon Diggs are just starting to connect. You never see a quarterback wide receiver duo like that just connect as much as they did. And I think Cole Beasley's still pretty solid. Emmanuel Sanders might still have a little bit left in the tank. Hopefully Gabriel Davis turns into a good receiver. But I just think that the Bills are going to be really good again this year. They got great coaching on the offense. If they can get a run game going somehow, I think that they'll arguably be the most scary offense on par with the Chiefs. And I think Josh Allen will just keep on trending upward just like he did last year. And he could put up ridiculous numbers this year for sure. Defensive player of the year, it would be easy to say Aaron Donald because I think he wins it like he's won it 3 times in the last 5 years or something like that. But I just think Chase Young's a manimal. He's a freak of nature. And he's only 22, 23. He already looked like a veteran his rookie year. He'll really excel this year. I think that his numbers will go up even more. I think the fact that he has so many first round picks on that defensive line really makes him look even better because that D-line just dominates whatever O-line they go against, even some of the best. And I think that he's going to just have so many tackles for losses, so many sacks. I think his numbers are going to be crazy, and he's going to look really good too. And so I think that not as much as a value pick probably. He's probably one of the other favorites after Aaron Donald, but I think he might take it home this year. Offensive player of the year, I went with Davante Adams. I think we are due for a wide receiver winning this award. And I think Davante has a lot going on in his head. But I think it's only going to make him do better. I know people are worried about locker room chemistry, the whole Rodgers thing, Davante not wanting the contract. I think that Adams and Rodgers are on the same page, and I think that's all they need as long as that O-line holds up. But yeah, last dance, Adams fed up about not getting that extension from the Packers, knows that he's got to back up his talk, saying that he deserves to be the most paid. I think he might explode this year, and I think that Rodgers is on his side. So they're both going to get back at the Packers front office by going off this year. And I think Adams could go crazy. I think he could have like 25 touchdowns, 1,700 yards, something like that. And I think that, in my opinion, I think Derrick Henry will take. I think he'll still probably be the rushing yard leader at the end of the year, but I think he's going to take a significant step down from 2,000. I think that he'll probably have like 1,600, 1,500. Nobody's had 2,000 yards twice. He could be the first, but I just think I like Adams more. If I had to bet on who would win it, I would put him, honestly, just for the value. So yeah, Adams, expect him to have a big year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think it should easily be Micah Parsons. I guess this one is a little more boring, but these are rookies. These are guys not everybody knows about, so thought I'd bring them up. Kind of fell in the lap of the Cowboys later. Every other team had different needs. If anybody early needed a linebacker, he would have been going very early, like top 3, top 4. But yeah, Cowboys very lucky to have him fall to his lap. Having a lot of linebacker drama, Vander Esch getting injured, Sean Lee is gone. So he's the perfect fit to fall back, and I just think he's such a freak. Could be another Devin White type guy, just super athletic, super quick. I think that he'll have immediately a huge impact. You could give it to maybe Patrick Surtain. He's been looking pretty good, looking like a vet already, honestly. But I just think that Micah Parsons is kind of like Chase Young, just a freak of nature, immediate impact, looks like a veteran, week 1. So yeah, be on the lookout for him. He should be fun to watch this year. Rookie of the Year, went with Mac Jones. I just think Mac Jones, I don't think that he'll be better career-wise than Trevor or Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. I just think he fell into the perfect hands with the Patriots. The GOAT coach, great offensive line. Only thing really missing is receivers. He's got 2 great tight ends. Running backs aren't all-star names, but their line, they just look so good in the preseason. Who knows if they'll keep it up? Who knows if they'll keep that up in the regular season, but I just think that O-line is definitely very good. Way better than any other rookie quarterbacks. I think that they won't be giving it to anybody other than quarterbacks. We all know what happened to my boy JJ back there. Although you can make a pretty good argument for Justin Herbert, but I think that it's kind of been solidified as a quarterback award at this point. I think Mac Jones is going to put up good, consistent numbers. I don't think he's going to have some horrific games. I don't think the top 3 guys are going to have horrific games, but I think they might have some like 0 touchdown, 1 touchdown, 2 interception type games. I don't think Mac Jones will have that, and I think also that the Patriots are going to make the playoffs, and that will really shoot Mac Jones up in that Rookie of the Year conversation. I just think he'll be an adequate enough quarterback. He's had a big shoes to fill before. It'd be a little different if he was stepping in for Tom Brady, but I think his shoes aren't as big to fill as they were at Alabama. I know the stage is bigger, but I think that him being national championship quarterback, I think that gives me a little more confidence that he's not going to have those games where he's just kind of stage frightened. But he also looks like good in preseason. Anybody that doubted him changed their mind quickly on him working out in the NFL. And I think that will continue in the regular season. Biggest thing, like I said, just him being right place, right time on the Patriots. By no means do I think he's going to have a better career than some of the other quarterbacks in his class. He could. I would not put my money on that, but I would put my money on him being the best quarterback of this year for a rookie and coming home with the award. Coach of the year, I went with Brandon Staley. I think that it's kind of been trending lately that rookie coaches that turn a losing record around to being a playoff team usually win rookie of the year. It's happened 3 of the last 4 years. And I think that it's going to be interesting because he's a big defensive coach, and that's what they needed. A lot of their defensive flaws from last year had to do with injuries. I think that if they can stay healthy on defense and they have great play calling on defense, that their team will really be scary this year. I think their offense is also going to improve, just mainly because of their O-line getting a little bit better. Justin Herbert continuing to improve. Hopefully, Austin Eckler can stay healthy. But I think the Chargers are going to have one of the biggest win-loss differentials from this year from last year. And I think that'll really push Brandon Staley's stock up, especially since he's a rookie. Everybody seems to love that story. I think that Arthur Smith might surprise some people too. I think the Falcons could go maybe around 9-8, and that would get them in the conversation if Brandon Staley does not turn out to be too good. I don't think they really like giving it to like the best teams, because you could give it to Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, not last year, but you could give it to Andy Reid every year. Could have gave it to Bruce Arians last year. I guess their regular season wasn't crazy, but it was still pretty solid. But yeah, I think he's a prime candidate for what the awards committee is looking for. I think that the favoring of this award is a toss-up between Stefanski again and Brandon Staley. But I don't think they'll give back-to-back awards to Stefanski. I think that maybe if the 49ers look really good this year, they could maybe give it to Kyle Shanahan. Maybe give another one to Belichick if the Patriots look really good. But my money is on Brandon Staley. Comeback player of the year. I think everybody's just has all their chips in on Dak winning it. And I think that the main reason I'm not as high as everybody on Dak this year is because I think that ankle injury was pretty scary. And I'm a little worried about him getting injured again. And same thing for Joe Burrow too, because his O-line is very sketch. He also had a knee injury. I think ankle injury is a little more scary as a quarterback. And I also think Dak being on the Cowboys always will give him a little extra love from the media. But I just think Joe Burrow, I feel like that he's a little disrespected and underestimated. I know that he did look pretty good last year with a shitty O-line. O-line's not going to be any better this year. Receiver room's amazing though. If he's not going to have that O-line this year, but I think with the right pieces, I think Joe Burrow could be a top 10 quarterback. I think that his intangibles are really good decision making. The arm is pretty solid, but I think he just looks really sharp. I think his head is probably like his best asset, honestly, and he's pretty good under pressure. But I think that he could maybe just explode this year. I know that he has a brutal schedule, brutal O-line, but if he could still manage to put up good numbers and have the Bengals go 8-9, 9-8, and just look incredible. I think that he could get some votes and win it if Dak goes down again and misses some time. I have him. So Burrow, Saquon, and Dak are pretty heavily favored over everyone else. I think Burrow edges out Saquon a little bit. I just don't think Saquon is going to have a big year with that O-line still. It's just Giants need to make some moves. I don't really know what they can do exactly. They drafted an O-lineman really high. That didn't work out for them. Yeah, it's rough. Having Daniel Jones doesn't help either. I just think that somehow Saquon's in an even worse spot than Joe Burrow is. Because at least Joe Burrow has receivers. Saquon doesn't really have anybody to back him up on the offense. I guess he's got Kenny Golladay, and then there are other receivers that are solid, I guess. But yeah, I would not want to be Saquon in New York right now. Fingers crossed he stays healthy, but even if so, I do not count on him winning that award. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I tried to keep this one a little more interesting, more than going with the popular vote. If you guys have any hot takes for any of these awards, I'd love to hear them. And as always, thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for future videos. See you in the next one.